What up, world? It's Fess of Reverb. Back in the studio talking about samplers. There are lots of samplers to choose from on the Reverb marketplace. So I want to help you make the best decision for you. Let's get into it. So if you're just getting into hardware samplers and you don't really want to break the bank on something that might be a little bit too much or out of your price range, there are lots of entry-level samplers on the market today. And if you want to learn more about the samplers that we're about to get into, click the link and read up on it on Reverb. Part of Korg's widely popular Volca series, the Sample is a portable and battery-powered sample player and sequencer. Users can import samples into the machine via USB and adjust the pitch start and end times, and even add a reverb and EQ effect. This unit is great for learning sampling and sound design. The P033 is a microsampler boasting a 40-second sample memory. It also has a built-in microphone. Essentially, users can sample limitless sound sources using the unit's microphone or routing an external mic through the P033's input. A piece that has become iconic in the beatmaking world for its performance capabilities also has plenty of functionality as a full production studio. Some artists like Sam I Am, the late great Ras G, and Obelieve only use this sampler and this sampler only in practically all their songs. Sampling and sample editing is quick, with resampling capabilities and 29 onboard effects. Ten Music has been primarily a Eurorack module company over the past few years, but recently they've stepped into the standalone desktop game with the Black Box. The Black Box is a small frame sampler with a far different interface than other comparable machines. Users can record audio loops from external instruments, slice and arrange, sequence, and sync them to build entire tracks. It also comes equipped with the rare USB host input that allows the user to directly plug in a USB MIDI controller for a more hands-on feel than the touchscreen can provide.
Computer machine industry.
First out the new batch of hardware from Akai was the MPC Live. But in early 2020, the company released a powerful sampler at a budget price known as the MPC One. It doesn't have a lithium battery like the Live, but the One is still a great option for those learning hardware sampling with different sampling options like the laser-fast pad chop mode that allows users to make time slices of their sample with the pads while the unit records. As a sampler, the Digitakt has an intuitive and enjoyable workflow. While it's not as deep as its older sibling, the Octatrack, the Digitakt's sampling and synthesis engine make it a very capable music production machine. And with its MIDI sequencing capabilities, this unit can be a hub for any live electronic performing musician or producer. So let's say you're a more seasoned producer or beat maker and you know that you want a hardware sampler that's capable of competing with the DAWs out there like Ableton or Fruity Loops or Logic. Well, there is lots to choose from in that category as well. And if you would like to learn more about any of the samplers that I'm about to mention, click the link. Another new player in the standalone desktop sampler game is Pioneer's SP-16. Made by a company more known for its DJ gear, The SP-16 is a powerful sampler and sequencer that was created in collaboration with Dave Smith and incorporates his Prophet 6 analog filters for a rich analog sound. Despite all its features, the SP-16 features a surprisingly simple layout. Users can effortlessly load samples, create patterns, apply effects, cue loops, and change parameters. Compared to Elektron's Digitakt or Akai MPC series, the OP1 and OPZ aren't samplers in the classic definition, but both instruments do indeed have sampling capabilities. The OP1 features up to 6 seconds of sample time per patch. Users can capture samples from the line input or with the built-in microphone, or users can sample from the onboard FM radio. By comparison, the OPZ does not sample directly. Users have to drag and drop their samples via the software or via the iPad app. The Octatrack MkII remains an incredibly powerful platform for sampling and sequencing. It offers 8 audio tracks that could either be stereo or mono. The audio files can be pitched up or down and time stretched, or routed into other tracks for cascaded effect processing chains. If that wasn't enough, Octatrack has an additional 8 tracks dedicated to MIDI sequencing, making it a capable centerpiece for any studio or live performance setup. There are plenty of other legacy samplers, keyboard, workstations, and grooveboxes that deserve an honorable mention for their sampling capabilities, like the Roland MC series, the MC-707 and the MC-101. 2 very capable grooveboxes with sampling and drum sequencing capabilities alongside its synthesis engines. In the same area, there's also Elektron's Analog Rhythm Mark II, or their more budget-friendly model samples. Both units are more catered towards programming and sound design, with the ability to load your own short samples or single-cycle waveforms. And the cool thing about Reverb Marketplace, you're not just limited to the mainstream samplers like I mentioned earlier. You could also dig deeper and find more vintage and lesser-known samplers out there that didn't really get its shine, but are really capable of getting the job done. And if you are a fan of the MPC series and you don't care for their newer options, there are plenty of legacy MPCs available on the Reverb Marketplace today. And if vintage samplers are your thing, there are a ton more rack-mounted samplers that I didn't even get into, and in all honesty, we need an entire video to cover. Well, I hope I was able to provide a lot of information to help you make a better decision on what sampler is right for you. And feel free to explore Reverb's vast marketplace, as I only scratched the surface on all the samplers that are available. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm Fest Grandiose, signing off. Peace, stay safe, and keep creating.